Thomas, now manning the grill as Graham stands near, both of them wearing lighter summer clothing. Patricia walks by them holding paper plates and asks Thomas, "How much longer, Tom?" "Shouldn't be more than 10 minutes, hon." "Great, I'll get some refreshments." Patricia walks away as Thomas smiles and waves with his free hand as Graham sips his water. When she's gone, they revert back to Lou and Hunt. "Hey, Hunt, you think we can get any of this for our reels?" "How?" "Maybe next time we have dinner, I'll do a toast and you record it on your phone. I mean, I could use the clip for my reel." From what I read about Thomas, like the real Thomas, he's a pretty quiet guy and not very present in the family, which has caused some sort of emotional strife between. Lou takes out a hand mirror looking at himself and interrupts by asking Hunt, "You think I should stick with my natural hair color?" Hunt is clearly the one taking this seriously. Now he is beginning to feel like the grown-up here, and he continues to try and educate Lou on how to play this. "Kid, with all due respect, only one of us was almost on The Sopranos." "I know, but our role is to be the emotional guide for Patricia, and if I don't feel like you are Thomas, it's tough for me to..." Lou snaps with his fingers again, interrupting by telling Hunt, "How great was that moment last night in Scrabble when I smiled and I said, 'There's no word for how happy I am right now'?" Was it Thomas? Was it Lou? Who knows? Point is, everyone in that room felt it. And that's what acting is about, kid. That's what it's all about. Hunt is trying to not be combative, so instead he tries to be instructive, telling Thomas, "I just want to make sure we're guiding you through the grief process in an organic way. There's a reason there are 7 specific steps to the Amends program." "Organic? Kid, we're playing dead people. What's organic about that?" "You don't believe in it?" "If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything they want." That's pretty cynical, Lou. Rich people don't have enough in life. They had to buy death too. Patricia, Thomas, Graham are now sitting at the outdoor table, eating. "Great burgers, Dad." "Thanks, champ. The father always provides for his family, am I right?" "Right, Dad." "One day, maybe you'll have kids of your own, and you'll know how important that is." There's a brief, bizarre silence. Thomas knows right away that probably was not the best thing to say. He can feel the tension rising again. He cuts it by yelling, "A toast!" Thomas stands and raises his wine glass. "I used to say I lived my life a quarter mile at a time." Graham's eyes widen, knowing immediately that this quote is from The Fast and the Furious. Can't even watch. It's excruciating. "And I think that's why we're family. Because you do too. No matter where you are, whether it's a quarter mile away or halfway across the world, you'll always be with me. And you'll always be my family. Salud, mi familia." Thomas standing there with his glass raised. Graham slowly raises his glass. Patricia does not raise her glass. She drinks. Thomas, confused at her reaction, air cheers Graham, sips, and then sits back. Patricia leans in towards Graham and asks him, "Graham, do you remember the time we went to Cape Cod with your cousins?" "And I stubbed my toe on the horseshoe pit." "And we gave you crutches." "And I used those crutches as mechanical arms." "What was the name of your superhero?" "Mechanical Man." "Ah, yes, Mechanical Man." That was so cute. Graham raises his wine glass. "Great summer." Patricia raises her wine glass. "Great summer." Thomas raises his wine glass and exclaims, "Great summer! You weren't there!" Patricia's glare is beaming through Thomas, who breaks into 1,000 pieces. There's more bad tension. Patricia sips her drink until Thomas finally breaks the silence by saying, "Well, I wish I was. Ha ha." Awkward silence. Hunt, sitting back at his desk, nearing the end of his notebook, continuing to write freehand as nearby pounding against the wall is heard along with the sounds of Thomas in ecstasy. Hunt finally puts his head down onto the notepad, defeated. Hunt, sitting alone in the backyard, enjoying the solitude. Until he sees something. He can't quite tell what it is, but it's out there, in the woods. The shadow of something, just staring at him. The faint orange light of a cigarette brightens this figure for just a moment, and then it's gone. Graham, a bit alarmed, gets up and walks back into the house. Hunt softly closes the door without turning the lights on, and he just gets into bed. He can hear something. Turns. The light under his bedroom door. It's covered by shadow. He stares at it, waiting for some kind of movement, to confirm that it is, in fact, the feet of someone. Finally, there's a shift, and the shadow disappears. There are 7 stages of the grieving process. Stage 4, anger and bargaining. Graham's sitting at the dining room table as Patricia puts pancakes onto Graham's plate. More please. More pancakes. It was your favorite. Still is my favorite. Mom? Patricia pours orange juice for Graham. I didn't forget about your OJ. Oh yes, love that orange juice. Patricia sits down, rubbing Graham's shoulder. What shall we do today? I was thinking we could walk to the pond. You know how much I love the pond. We can talk more there. Get out of the house. Does that sound nice? Patricia's eyes drift down. I don't want you to go. I'm here for 3 more days, Mom. I'm just grateful we get to spend this much time together. Aren't you grateful for that? Oh, but of course, Graham. Say, Mom, where's Dad? I haven't seen him today. Errands. Patricia takes her plate, dumps it into the sink. Do you know when he's coming back? Hey! Patricia turns around, back to being full of pep. Let's watch a movie tonight. You can pick. You always had such great taste in movies. Sure, maybe we can take that walk to the pond soon. And your father's always out running errands. I don't know what I know what that means. He thinks I'm an idiot. No, he loves you. Even when he's here, he's never really here. Patricia's sipping her mimosa. Maybe if he had tried harder and cared more, things would have been different for us. For you. He tried his best. Tried? A father does not try. A father does. It's okay, Mom. It is not okay. Patricia storms out of the room and throws her glass into the sink, shattering it. Hunt is walking through the driveway, staring at his phone, waiting for reception bars to appear. He stops suddenly, scrolls on his phone, clicks, puts the phone up to his ear, anxiously awaiting to hear a voice on the other end. Richie, it's Hunt. I think the client's going to try and extend. I just want to make sure... Hunt checks his phone and puts it back to his ear. I just want to make sure that an extension is covered in the contract. Call or text so I know that it's approved. Thanks. Hunt hangs up and then turns back to the house. He appears to be apprehensive before beginning to walk back. He can feel the house watching him. Graham and Patricia watching a movie on the couch, sharing popcorn. She laughs and laughs as he forces a little smile. After a couple of moments, she puts her head onto his shoulder and nuzzles his foot with hers. He looks down, and for the first time, he feels scared. Hey, Mom, I think I'm gonna go to bed. Graham stands up. Already? But we haven't even gotten to your favorite part yet. Graham is trying to slowly walk away. I know, but I really want to get up early tomorrow, make a full day of it. Maybe we can take that walk to the pond? Graham lightly brushes his knuckles together, a signature physical gesture. Wouldn't that be nice? A coldness washes over Patricia. It would be nice if we watched this movie together, Graham. It's the least you can do, since I cooked you 3 meals today, Graham. Is it so much to ask for your only mother who has been slaving away to take care of you nonstop this whole week, Graham? She was emphasizing Graham the same way she'd been emphasizing Thomas, and now she was doing it over and over again. This tension between them was new. It was frightening. Of course, Mom. Graham sits back down and Patricia nuzzles up against him like a cat. There are 7 stages of the grieving process. Stage 5, depression, reflection, and loneliness. Hunt, in his gray sweats and long gray tees, standing by the pond, rehearsing. I know you think it's your fault, Mom, but it's not. Everything I do in life is my choice. You were a great... Hunt shakes that off, wants a better approach. Tries again. I take full responsibility for my actions, Mom. All you ever did was love me. All you ever did was love me. All you ever did was love me. I take... Hunt feels something in his pocket and takes out his phone, answering it immediately. Richie! Hunt, or should I say Graham, how's my favorite griever? Is she finding amends or what? Yeah, but, it's been intense, Richie. Intense is good, buddy. Pacino was intense. De Niro. What stage are you in? 5. That's a big one. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Richie. Richie cuts him off. You know how much these rich folks like to gossip, Hunt. After this, she'll tell all her rich friends, and her rich friends will tell their rich friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. Hunt is pacing. Yeah, I actually think I can get her to amends before the weekend, and maybe even today. Richie leans back, loving how well this is going in his head. Should pay for a week, Hunt. Enjoy the countryside. Take your time. I'll have a stack of offers by the time you get back. Death is very hot right now. Hunt stops pacing to ask the other actor. Lou Mayo. Do you know him? Lou Mayo! Yeah, he did a couple guest spots in Law & Order. Why? He's been MIA today. Well, the dad was MIA, right? Hunt starts pacing again, slower. Right, but nothing, buddy. You're both crushing it. That's what I like to hear. Let's catch a ball game when you get back. Sounds good, Richie. Vamos, Graham. Richie hangs up. Hunt hangs up and looks back to the house. No matter where he goes, he can always feel the house watching him. Graham walks into the kitchen to get a glass of water, but as he goes to bring the glass up to his lips, the glass of water is gently pulled away and a glass of something else is placed directly under his nose. Graham turns. What's this? Patricia, dressed up in a vibrant red dress with matching red lipstick, standing there holding her own glass. That is a call for happy hour. Let's have some fun today. I thought we were going to go to the pond, Mom. Oh, we can go to the pond tomorrow. Come on. Let's live a little taste. Ready? Patricia holds up her glass to cheers. What's wrong? Well, you know What, sweetheart? I'm not supposed to drink, remember? It could send me down a dark path. The light behind Patricia's eyes fade out. Graham is confused. He seems to be telling Patricia something as opposed to the opposite. We never had a drink together. All mothers should be able to have a drink with their sons. Just one drink. Is that too much to ask? Graham smiles and taps glasses. Patricia smiles and seductively says, Good boy. She sips, too. You look so handsome, son. Why don't you go put on that suit I laid out for you? Graham abides. Okay. Graham starts to walk away until... Wait! Graham turns around. Aren't you going to tell me how beautiful I look? You look really nice, Mom. Nice? Come on, Graham, you can do better than that. A woman wants to be told she looks beautiful. Nuns are nice. You look beautiful, Mom. Graham emphasized Mom. He couldn't tell if she caught that or not. He didn't really care. Go get that suit. Hunt is staring at himself in the mirror with his nice new blue navy suit. It's nice. Fits perfectly. He could remember the picture he saw of Graham wearing it. He wondered what Graham felt when he wore it. Was it fear? Graham walks back into the living room as he hears sounds of soft jazz playing. Dancing by the record player is Patricia holding her glass of wine. Patricia turns around with a smile. "Dance with me." Graham doesn't move. She persists. "Come on, nobody likes a shy guy. You love dancing, Graham, ever since you were a little boy." If you say so." Patricia extends her hand out. She takes it and they begin to slow down. She looks into his eyes as he looks anywhere else. "I do. Say so." Still no word from him. "Dad?" "Oh, your father. Good riddance." "What?" "You're the man of the house now. Act like it." Graham stops dancing. What does that mean?" "It means your father never took care of you. Or me. This was our life, Graham. Now I would like to stop discussing a ghost. Come dance with your mother." Graham keeps his little distance and tries to get out of this by telling her, that drink really, did a number on me. I think I need to pack it in for the night." "Mom." More emphasis. Graham is starting to have a hard time differentiating fact from fiction. He begins to walk away as he hears her say, "I'll come tuck you in." Graham turns around. "I'm not a child anymore." "I have noticed. Go on, big boy. I'll meet you up there." Graham walks out of the room. Hunt walks inside, frantically taking off his tie, pacing around the room until he turns back to lock the door, pauses, looks at the lock, and then proceeds to drag the dresser in front of the door as extra protection. He sees his notepad, writes, "See you in the morning" in big bold letters, rips it off the notepad and slides it under the door. He sits on his bed and waits for the shadows to emerge. After about 10 seconds, they do. He can vaguely hear the sound of the note being picked up. At first, they don't move. Soft sounds of whimpering are heard. Hunt slinks, rubbing his head. He looks back towards the door. The shadows disappear. Hunt pacing on the phone. "Richie, call me back, please. There's something off about this whole thing. It's just off. Please call me back. I know I only have one day left, but if there's any way I can bail a little early, I'll take the pay cut. Just call me. Thanks." As soon as he turns around, he sees Patricia sitting in her car staring at him. After a very brief pause, Graham walks over and speaks through her open window. "Mom, everything okay?" Without turning towards him, Patricia says, "I'm going into town." Hunt, back in the gray sweats and long gray sleeves, sitting in a lawn chair, staring out into the yard, his feet rapidly tapping against the ground. Anxiously, he continues to check his phone as he pops a piece of gum into his mouth. From behind, a female's voice. "Excuse me?" Hunt turns around. Standing there is Emma, a similar age to Hunt, staring at him confused. She's dressed down, jeans and a flannel shirt. Aggressively, she asks, "Who are you?" "I'm Graham. Who are you?" Emma's demeanor shifts. "What?" "Graham Coburn. Who are you?" Emma walks up to Hunt, looking at him. He smiles and asks, "And you are?" "Ow, what the hell? Get out!" "What?" "Get out! Get out! I was hired to be here. I work. Go! Now! Go! Go, go, go!" Emma pushes Hunt away and begins following him until he briskly walks and eventually jogs out of the yard, back into the side of the house as Emma watches him leave. Hunt's now pacing back and forth, phone to his ear, waiting. "I told you to go!" Hunt puts his hand up in surrender as Emma walks out of the house holding a baseball bat. "I work for the Amends program. I was hired to be here." Emma gets about 5 feet from Hunt, pointing the baseball bat towards his face. "The what program?" "The Amends program. I don't know what that is, but you need to go. Where is Patricia?" "She went into town. Call her. She doesn't have a cell phone." "Right, of course." "Go, now!" "You've never heard of the Amends program?" "No!" "Really? It's like huge." "Get out of here, creep. I can show you. Can I show you? Hunt reaches into his back pocket, pulls out the brochure, and hands it to Emma. She stares at Hunt for another second before looking back at the brochure. 7 stages of grief. I mean, what kind of scam is this? It's not a scam. It might be a scam. I don't know. I mean, it helps some people, like any other drug, I guess. Who are you? My real name is Hunt Porter. Hunt Porter? Yes. Sounds fake. It is. It's my stage name. Stage name? You're an actor? You don't have to say it like that. What's your real name? What's your real name? Emma Radner. You knew Graham? He was my boyfriend. Hunt stops in his tracks. Boyfriend? Emma nods. You weren't... Hunt stops himself. She starts it up by asking, What? You weren't in his bio. Bio? Hunt nods, confused. Yeah, it just said, Can I show you? It will all make, much more sense, I promise. Hunt takes out his sleek glasses holder from his pocket. When you put these on, I'll be Graham. Emma is insulted by that proposition. You'll be Graham? The hell does that mean? Hunt holds out the glasses. Put them on. See for yourself. The only way you'll see what I'm talking about. Emma takes the glasses, debating what to do. Put them on or not? That is her predicament. I have a knife. It's small, but it will slice your nuts clean off. I believe you, Hunt says. There's a long pause. Hunt cuts through the silence by telling Emma, The glasses are my only proof until Patricia gets home. Emma puts on the glasses reluctantly. She looks up, startled. Standing there is Graham, who speaks as Graham, telling her, Told you. Ow! Please stop hitting me! Emma throws the glasses at Hunt, who grabs them against his chest very carefully. And please don't throw these. They're really expensive, and we only get one extra pair. What the hell kind of sick shit is this? It's all in the brochure. Just read it. Emma rips up the brochure. Just tell me. You tell me what it is. It's my job to stay here until she's gone through all 7 stages of grief. That's how I get paid. When she reaches acceptance, it's called amends because people try to cope with loss by having a final moment with their loved ones, or a final week if they're rich. Emma was shaking her head in anger, confusion, everything. That's insane. Hunt starts to open his mouth, stops, shrugs, and then very bluntly tells her, That's capitalism. Emma takes a step forward and tells him, I'm sure you noticed that Patricia is a little crazy. Hunt can't help but agree as he tells Emma, she's definitely a little off, but she's also compassionate, much more than some of the other moms I've met. You get hired to play dead people? That's what you're telling me. That's what I'm telling you. Holy shit. Emma's hands are now shaking as she reaches into her jeans and pulls out a pack of cigarettes. She's finally able to stop shaking enough to put the cigarette up to her mouth, but she can't light it until Hunt takes out a lighter and lights it for her. Emma exhales deeply and then takes a couple steps away from her shaking head, just bewildered. This is beyond, the beyond. Hunt takes a cautionary step back and tells her, I'm sorry for your loss. Don't brochure me, man, okay? Just because I haven't bashed your head in or cut off your balls doesn't mean I'm A-okay with this situation, you got it? Hunt puts his hands up, surrendering. For what it's worth, I've only got 1 day left on my contract, so I'm out of here by tomorrow night. You'll never even see me again, so I'm gonna go hang in the backyard until Patricia gets back. Join me. Or not. Can I bum a smoke? My heart stopped beating about 3 minutes ago. Emma tosses a cigarette at Hunt, who catches it. Thanks. Hunt walks away towards the backyard. Hunt is now hanging out all alone in the backyard, staring off as the smoke from his cigarette rises to his eyes. He seems completely exhausted, until he hears from behind him, Graham didn't smoke. Hunt turns to see Emma standing nearby. I'm Hunt, and Hunt smokes. Emma positions herself closer, but still at a distance, facing away from the house. She seems intrigued and more open-minded. How many times have you done this whole scam? I don't know the exact number. Guess. 50? 50! Never spent a week with someone before, though. The longest I ever did was a weekend. As a dog. A dog? Wasn't that bad. We went to the beach, played a lot of frisbee, I dug some holes. Water was kind of warm. This is so insane. You really never heard of the Amends program? No, I hate technology, so I try to avoid it. Might be onto something there. Hunt takes another drag before answering with, I just don't get how you can't see how twisted this is. Like, how twisted you are. The irony is, before this gig, I was considering a career change, so maybe part of me agrees. Manipulating a core human experience for profit wasn't weighing on you? No, I'm just tired of being poor. Did you have to audition for this? Like, how does it work? I have an agent. He sets it up. Just like that? Just like that. I don't know how you do it, man. 4 years of massive college debt, that's how. Not good enough, not for me. I thought I could help. Death gives life purpose. You can't cheat death. Hunt rubs his forehead, tired of selling himself, his profession, his life. Emma's wearing him down. He speaks without making eye contact. I am sorry for your loss, and I don't know why you weren't included in his bio. She takes a pause before answering that question. Patricia blames me. Hunt turns to Emma. After we broke up, he spiraled. Mixed some drugs that he wasn't supposed to, and just like that. Emma kicking her foot against the grass to avoid eye contact. Hunt tries to sympathize. I had a friend from high school who overdosed. Did you pretend to be him for his family? Hunt seems to really ponder that question. No, but I would have. That's demented, dude. Says you. Emma's becoming heated. Says nature. Hunt puts his hand up and tells her, I apologize. Sincerely, I don't want to fight. I don't even want to be here anymore. It's been a long week. You know, if I were you, I'd hate it too. I'm waving the white flag, okay? Evil incarnate, right here, you got me. Hunt's head drops down, his eyes growing weary. Emma breaks the silence by explaining, I come by sometimes, just to check on her. I know she still hates me, but it's the only thing I can do to try and feel better. To help her. To help him. Do you want to talk to him? Hunt takes out the glasses. She stares at them for a moment. Graham is gone. Hunt pucks the glasses back into his pocket and then tells her a story. The first grief gig I ever got was for this old woman. Her husband had just passed away. All she wanted to do was hold hands and walk around the park. The whole thing lasted an hour. She didn't say anything the whole time, until right before I took off the glasses. She said, time is funny. You know it's there, but you can't touch it. Just like love. Emma thinks about that for a moment and then tells him, that old lady was full of shit. You can touch love. You can feel it. Time too. I just thought it was a nice thing to say. You're a good actor, Hunt. You're actually making me despise you slightly less. Hunt lightly bows from his chair. I still think it's disgusting, though. Hunt takes a deep breath. Maybe it's an ugly job. There's a lot of ugly jobs in the world. At the end of the day, I signed a contract. I believe in that. I don't leave until the job is done. Which is when she accepts that her son is gone. How do you know when that happens? When she takes off her glasses. Has anyone never not taken off the glasses? Yes. What did you do? I left. There's a brief silence. Emma wants to, but she can't resist continuing this conversation. Oh, I get it. What? You got mommy issues. Excuse me? It's obvious. Why else would you be here? You're living with a lunatic. But if you fix her, you fix your mother. That's what this is about. This is about finding the truth. Oh, bullshit. It's mommy issues and money. That's what makes the world spin. Emma looks at Hunt as if her eyes were lasers. Admit it. Stop being a coward. Be truthful. You want to find the truth? You don't know me. I don't know you. I'm happy to keep it that way. Emma points at Hunt. Now I know you. Right there. Look, that's who you are. That's the real you. Hunt swivels towards Emma. All right. Since we now know each other, can I ask you something? Make it good. I'd hate for you to blow my newfound sympathy for you. The folder said Graham and his mom were close, but it didn't say anything about you. Not one thing. How could that be possible if she blames you? Emma is confused. His mom? Yeah. Patricia. Patricia isn't his mom. She's his stepmom. Hunt grows concerned, quickly asking Emma, she's not his mom? Patricia is Graham's stepmom. Graham's real mom died when he was a child. She was jogging and got hit by a car. Oh my God. Emma, finally intrigued by Hunt, asks, so what else does the folder say? Hunt's eyes light up in terror. Patricia emerges from behind Emma and slices her neck open with a kitchen knife. Blood gushes out of Emma's neck as she tries to grab it and stop the bleeding, but all she can do is gurgle inaudible cries for help as she falls to the ground, laying in a pool of her own blood while Graham rushes over to try and stop the bleeding, which is impossible. A river of blood shoots up over and through Graham's fingers. Bury her next to your father. Patricia tosses a shovel over towards Graham's feet. She walks away as Emma's last moments of breathing quickly evaporate, her skin turning pale and white, and the light behind her eyes being dimmed slowly until it's just black. There are 7 stages of the grieving process. Stage 6, reconstruction. Graham slowly rounds the corner into the living room, covered in blood, shaking. Sitting on the couch, listening to light jazz play in her white nightgown is Patricia. She looks up, horrified, and screams, Graham! Oh my God! Patricia runs over towards him. Are you okay? Graham, what happened? Just tell me. Graham just stares at her in shock, unable to form words as she begins rubbing his face gently. We need to get these clothes off of you. Now come. Let's get into the shower and get you clean. Patricia grabs his hands and starts to walk out of the room, but Graham does not move. He just stares at her in complete shock and horror. Come, Graham. Mother will take care of you. Mother will make you clean. Graham pulled her close towards him. His aggressiveness caught her off guard. She seemed intoxicated by it. He pulled her closer, then gently put his hands down to her face. He stared into her eyes. For this moment, they were something more. She seemed completely free, uninhibited, and then he took her glasses off. She screamed. Standing there with his foot hovering above the glasses on the floor was Hunt. I am not Graham. She dove for the fragment of glass below his foot as he backed away and unleashed the truth onto her. You killed his father so you could have him all to yourself. And when he couldn't handle it anymore, when he couldn't handle what you had done to him, he ended it. She was in tears, hysterics, as if she would somehow be able to glue it all back together. She sat there on the floor for several moments, crying. It's over, Patricia. You're not my son. Patricia reaches down onto her couch and pulls out the bloody knife she had used to slice Emma's throat. Patricia stands up, holding the knife. You're not my son! She charges at Hunt with the bloody knife. Hunt turns and runs towards the front door. It was locked and he pulls the pin. The house lights went out. House security system. Doors locked. Hunt tries one more time before turning to see Patricia in a white nightgown with a knife charging at him. Hunt turns and runs through the dining room towards the stairs as she continues stomping along the floor, deranged, her eyes wild, locking into his. Hunt stampedes up the stairs and then turns down the hall, jetting into his room and shutting the door behind him. He looks down. No lock. He frantically turned to look around the room for anything that could be used as a weapon. There was nothing. The whole room was essentially child-proof. He went to the nearby dresser, tried to move it, but it didn't budge. It was clamped down onto the floor. All the furniture in this room was clamped down, rendering it completely immobile. He was now standing by his window when he heard the door slowly swing open. He backed up. Standing in the doorway was Patricia. Hunt tried to reason with her, trembling with fear. This won't bring him back. Her eyes began to drift down, and then she dropped the knife. Hunt watched it hit the floor 10 feet in front of him. Stay. What? Patricia sat on the floor, staring up at him like a little child, full of awe and hope. You were the only one who felt like him. All the others are just duplicates. But you felt like him. My little angel. My boy. Patricia looked up, smiling. You can stay here with me. I can give you everything you want. All of this, it can be yours. We could be a family, whatever kind of family you want us to be. I can't lose him again. I can't. Your son is dead. There was a long pause as her smile remained, but a glaze washed over her eyes and a sense of calm skinned her bones. You're right. He's dead. Patricia picked up the knife and sliced her throat. There are 7 stages of the grieving process. Stage 7, acceptance. Richard, his standard cocky position on the phone, yeah-yang to whichever buddy he got to drink with the night before. Something catches his eye and he immediately leans forward. I'll call you back in 5. Yeah, 5, yeah. Richie hangs up and presses his hands against his face to express shock. Buddy. Walking in to sit down is Hunt. He's not shaved and appears a little more unkempt, skinnier, closer to what Graham was in that first photo we saw of him in the original manila folder. Richie speaks at a low volume but can't contain his raging curiosity. Are you okay? It's all anyone's talking about. Oh my God, who the hell knew? Oh my God, that freaking psychopath. Her and her kid. Oh my God, are you cool? How are you? Look at this stack of offers. Oh my God. Richie alludes to the stack of manila folders on top of the drawers behind him. What do you want to do? Tell me. Anything. I'll make it happen. Anything you want, buddy. Anything. Anyone. You can be anyone. Allison, approaching 30, is sitting at a bench in the park, checking her watch and then looking over her shoulder. It's clear she's waiting for someone, anxiously so. After a couple of seconds, she sees someone approaching and her attitude loosens up. Hey, good to see you again. Standing there is Hunt. He puts on his glasses. His thin, blue-rimmed glasses, and says, Good to see you too, Emma.